Virginia Tech Hokie fans in Durham today, looking to protect first place in the ACC Coastal, are the Hokies. Justin Fuentes has done such a great job in year number 1 on the job as head coach. And he's got a terrific offense, hoping to keep it going here against Duke. Both Virginia Tech and North Carolina came into the weekend 4-1 in the ACC, tied atop the Coastal Division. And you just heard that Carolina in control in its game against Georgia Tech. So Virginia Tech, which controls its own destiny by virtue of the tiebreaker over North Carolina, needs to get a win here today. Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Durham alongside my partner, former Sooners defensive tackle Dusty Dvorak. I'm Clay Matvick. And it's hard to follow an icon, but maybe Justin Fuentes is building a blueprint on how to do it. Team having a great first year under his watch, and a big one here today, as we've just pointed out.
They put themselves in a perfect position to win the Coastal Division. They hold their own destiny in their hands, but it takes going on the road, as we've seen, can be very difficult in the month of November to keep that alive. Big game here today at Duke, and for David Cutcliffe and his football team, the job he's done here, 4 straight bowl games, only 3 wins so far this season, haven't won a game yet in ACC play. A win here today would be huge for this football team.
Gerard Evans is the junior college transfer quarterback for Virginia Tech. He's got a great host of weapons on the outside. 3 100-yard games at receiver last week in the win at Pittsburgh.
Wide receiver is the strength of this Hokie offense. Isaiah Ford, we just saw right there, one of the most talented wide receivers ever to wear a Hokie uniform. Probably going to break every record there is. Adjusts so well to the football. You've got Bucky Hodges as well as Cam Phillips. Bucky Hodges can compete with the football with anybody, and really, these wide receivers are going to make it difficult on this Duke secondary here today.
And after 4 straight bowl trips, Duke has just been devoured by injuries. Only one of the 4 captains still standing. That's defensive tackle A.J. Wolf. He needs to have a big day today.
He does. We talk about Gerard Evans and their ability to throw the football down the field. This Duke defense has got 24 sacks this year, up from 17 all of last year, and a big reason why. A.J. Wolf in the middle of that defense, very good job pressuring the quarterback and really holding it down up front. A.J. Wolf in the front 7 need a big day here for the Duke Blue Devils.
A glorious day in Durham, North Carolina. A lot of sunshine, very little wind. And temperatures as we get ready to kick off in the low 60s. Going to be in battleship gray helmets commemorating the 75th anniversary of hosting the Rose Bowl New Year's Day 1942. The only Rose Bowl game not played in Pasadena. Like the look of these helmets. We were in Corvallis, Oregon last week when the Beavers celebrated that same event. The other team that actually won that game that year, but they'll be wearing those helmets here today. And last year, when these two teams got together, it wasn't decided until the 4th overtime. A 45-43 thriller in Blacksburg, won by Duke. But Duke hasn't beaten Virginia Tech here since 1981. There's Will Klein ready to kick it off to Greg Stroman. Duke won the toss, elected to defer. Virginia Tech leading the all-time series 14-9. As you can see, the Hokies have done well here in Durham, North Carolina. We're underway. Stroman will bring it out of the end zone. Probably should have taken a knee as he gets across the 15, dumped down at the 16-yard line. And now we'll get our first look at Gerard Evans, one of the top junior college quarterbacks last year. 6'3", 238. The junior's out of Dallas. 21 touchdowns, only 2 picks on the year. Had a career-high 406 yards and 2 touchdowns at Pitt last week, despite a tender ankle.
He's got great size, and he's an excellent, skilled runner with the football. Good arm, zip on the ball, and he's done a great job taking care of the football this year.
The first play from scrimmage, it's Evans keeping it himself. He's on pace for over 700 yards rushing this year. He is a threat to do that. Let's take a look at the impact players.
Well, Isaiah Ford, one of the most decorated Hokie receivers we've seen. Trayvon McMillan, outstanding running back, 1,000 yards last year, great speed.
Evans flips it out. There is Trayvon McMillan. And he'll run it out of bounds after picking up a first down.
And then Corbin McCarthy playing the same role that Jeremy Cash did a season ago. He's off the edge, plays with a lot of energy all over the field, leads this team with 10.5 tackles for loss.
11-yard pickup after the catch by McMillan. First down and 10. The Hokies will run it this time, and it's McMillan again straight ahead. He is their top running back, as you mentioned, Dusty. And this offense has been invigorated this year with the coaching change. Over 500 yards each of the last 2 weeks against Miami and Pitt.
And they're doing a good job of mixing up run and pass, staying balanced, getting the quarterback involved in the run game, and again leading on this excellent set of wide receivers they have outside.
Stephen Peoples checks in the backfield on 2nd and 5, and there is Peoples busting ahead for another first down.
Interior of that Hokie offensive line doing a nice job getting push and open up with some holes for the Hokie ball carriers.
Now they're going to go with the jet sweep again to Cam Phillips, and he'll get a handful. Joe Giles Harris, the young weak side linebacker, makes the stop.
Isaiah Ford's the guy that got to get involved. One of the most talented wide receivers that we've ever seen for Virginia Tech.
And that's Rogers, Sam Rogers with his first touch, the former walk-on. And no gain, so third down here for Virginia Tech, and likely have to throw it here.
And this is where Duke has thrived this year, bringing pressure and getting quarterbacks on the ground.
Rogers in the backfield. Here is Evans to throw. No, he's going to step up and run. Has the first down and more. And brought down by Humphreys, the leading tackler for Duke. But it's a pickup of 10 yards. And Virginia Tech moves the chains.
This is a design quarterback draw. Watch 45 come out. Locates the linebacker, leading his way for his quarterback, Gerard Evans.
Wants to throw. Evans over the middle. And what a catch by Bucky Hodges. The 6'7", 245-pound receiver made a beautiful play.
Wow, great job in the middle of the football field. Thrown behind him. Not a great ball whatsoever by Gerard Evans, but his wide receiver makes him right. Great catch radius right there by Bucky Hodges.
Now they'll pitch it out. Rogers. Sam Rogers with 2 more. Hodges, such a mismatch, you know, just because of his size, but then also his athleticism when he does something like that to bail out his quarterback.
He's got great hands and, again, long arms, so you can put the football. You don't always have to be on target for Bucky Hodges to come down with the ball.
2nd down and 8 coming up. The Duke 14.
Matchup to watch today when Bucky Hodges is out here on Brian Fields. Brian Fields, just 5'10", smaller quarterback.
Getting away from a tackle, McMillan, and he goes into the end zone. Duke missing tackles, and Virginia Tech is on the board first.
Well, this is what they said they wanted to do coming in, Clay. They wanted to run the football. They've stuck to their guns for the most part. And Trayvon McMillan caps off a nice first quarter touchdown drive for the Hokies.
McMillan was the workhorse against Duke last year. 29 carries, a career 142 and a touchdown. Part of his 1,000-yard rushing season as a freshman. Gets the Hokies a touchdown here with 7:35 to go. The extra point is good by Joey Sly. And that was a pretty good looking drive by Virginia Tech.
Trayvon McMillan up the middle, breaks the tackle, and he gets into the end zone for an early Hokie lead.
How about Texas A&M getting upset today by Mississippi State?
Already some shakeup in the college football playoff. Big news then coming in ahead of Washington. They go down today in Starkville.
Joey Sly, that's his billionth touchback this year. Daniel Jones is the quarterback. He's a dual threat guy. Thomas Sirk lost for the year. He was expected to be the starter this season. 236 yards per game, but turnovers have plagued him, as you can see. 9 interceptions, also 5 fumbles in 8 games. But did have pretty good numbers last week against Georgia Tech despite a loss. Joseph Ajibi in the backfield, and he'll get his first carry. Just his 27th carry of the year, but it's a good one. That's going to be a first down. His workload is going to increase today, as will Sean Wilson. Again, Jalay Duncan out for the year. He was leading the team with 450 yards and 6 touchdowns before he got hurt last week in the Georgia Tech game.
And the GB's did a nice job. We've seen Sean Wilson, but Duncan, a 2,000-yard career rusher, going to be missed here in this Blue Devil offense.
They flip it out. This is Chris Taylor. And there is another guy needing to step up. Anthony Nash, starting receiver, a senior. Stop. Tremaine Edmonds is going to be fun to watch. And how about the tight ends for Duke?
Eric Schneider, one of those tight ends, 3 of them getting involved last week. They had 12 catches. Schneider needs a big day. And Tremaine Edmonds, one of the most athletic linebackers in the ACC.
This is Jones out to Taylor. Little screen. And Virginia Tech quickly covers him up. Tremaine Edmonds, Terrell Edmonds. Boy, one legacy that Frank Beamer was very proud of, the number of brothers and cousins that played at Virginia Tech. 25 sets of brothers, including the Edmonds. And we'll see if Justin Fuentes can carry that on. 3rd down and 5.
Going empty here. They love TJ Ranning on 3rd down. Number one go-to target.
Jones looking left, and on the slant route, it's a GB out of the backfield. Did he get enough for the 1st down? It'll depend on the spot. It's a gain of 6. Tremaine Edmonds another tackle, and yes, they will move the chains. 1st down and 10 at midfield for Duke.
Nice job by Daniel Jones. Again, another 3rd down completion, moving the sticks, and he finds his running back out of the backfield, the GB, showing good hands, hold on to the football.
Keeping it is Jones. Gets to the sideline. Good run. We talked about Thomas Sirk and how he led Duke in rushing last year at the quarterback spot. Jones very good on his feet too, despite being 6'5".
He's athletic. He's got deceiving speed, got that long stride. When he hits the corner, he can make you pay. Now twice on this drive, Kenny Keenum, number 4, the defensive end, is not kept contained.
On 2nd and 3, it is another run for Jones and a 1st down. Gets to the 32-yard line, a gain of 12 for the redshirt freshman quarterback.
Well, another quarterback run game, little zone read. I like how he follows his running back, Sean Wilson. Wilson gets a little block and extra yardage for the quarterback, Jones.
He'll flip it out to the receiver, Chris Taylor, on the screen play. And that is a beautiful tackle. Terrell Edmonds was engaged by the receiver, but got around him to make the stop.
Take on the block, shed it, and find a way to make the tackle. They continue to go over there on the sidelines, on the bubble, to Chris Taylor. And Edmonds right there to make a nice stop.
10 tackles last week at Pitt for Edmonds. 8th play of the drive for Duke. And that's Wilson still churning. And lunging ahead to the 25-yard line, a pickup of 7 to make it a much more manageable 3rd down.
Sean Wilson really stepped up a week ago against Georgia Tech, over 100 yards. Tough, hard-nosed running, physical running last week. That's what they wanted to see. And as you saw right there, churning the legs, spinning, fighting, scratching, getting whatever he can for a nice pickup on 2nd down.
Talked to David Cutcliffe about losing all these players. He said, these guys, they know it's just next man up. Duke 2 for 3 on 3rd down. Play fake. Jones has a receiver. It's caught. Inside the 5, it's Daniel Helm, the transfer from Tennessee. And the tight end gives Duke 1st down, goal to go.
When you can run the football, it sets up play action pass. And nice job once again, Daniel Jones, another 3rd down completion to Daniel Helm. His tight end found him twice in the end zone a week ago.
After the 22-yard gain, Wilson, touchdown. Sean Wilson with his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year, and Duke answers right back.
It's the answer they were looking for. The offense came alive. 3 3rd down conversions, and tough, hard-nosed running by Sean Wilson on this drive. Extra point pending. This thing's going to be knotted up at 7.
There's A.J. Reed on for the extra point. Out of the hold of Sturt, and it's good. A 10-play, 75-yard scoring drive. A big 3rd down conversion to the tight end, and Sean Wilson bangs it in on the very next play. It's 7 apiece. Daniel Jones with a pretty pass to his tight end Daniel Helm that set up the tying touchdown. Jones 7 of 9, 44 yards. Also has 18 yards on the ground. The redshirt freshman given the job after Thomas Sirk was injured for the year preseason. And David Cutcliffe, known to be a great mentor of quarterbacks. If I were a young quarterback, I'd want to be mentored by this guy. I mean, you think about what he did with the Manning brothers.
He's fantastic, and you know, he doesn't just want them to be able to throw the football, but he wants them to know the why the play's called, why it's going to work. Teacher of the game.
This is Stroman on the return. They fake it to Carroll. Now throwing Evans. And McMillan with the catch out of the backfield. Trayvon McMillan a gain of 22.
McMillan already his second catch. He's matched up on Joe Giles Harris. Cannot run with him, the freshman linebacker. Uber productive, but struggles at times in coverage, and we saw that right there.
Evans wants to throw again, sprinting out to the right. Cocks and fires and complete to Carroll. Well, if there is a penalty flag down.
We have illegal substitution, defense. The penalty is declined. First down.
You know, coming into this game, neither team had shown that they wanted to go tempo, but both these teams today going super fast. I like that play right there. They get Gerard Evans outside the pocket. It's a sprint out pass. He's a very good and efficient passer outside the pocket, and he finds C.J. Carroll once again on a nice throw and catch.
And how about on the talk of Ford, Hodges, and Phillips? And we've seen some of the other guys, McMillan catching passes out of the backfield, and C.J. Carroll emerging today. Now this is Sam Rogers grinding to the 20-yard line. Rogers, guy that might be invited to an NFL camp next year, former walk-on player at Tech.
And he's a grinder, man. I mean, he's a fullback, he's a running back. They'll put him in the wing, line him at receiver, does a little bit of everything for this Hokie offense.
And it's Rogers again. He's a former high school quarterback. Threw a touchdown pass against Miami. And like you said, that just speaks to the way they trust him. He can do it all.
And he's a tough guy to bring down. He's not going to wow you with speed and run for big runs, but if you need a yard or two, Sam Rogers, your guy.
Third possession for Virginia Tech. They're in the red zone. This is Evans throwing toward the end zone, and it comes up incomplete. That was Chris Cunningham, number 85, the tight end. No penalty flag, so fourth down, and Joey Sly, who was the MVP of last week's win at Pitt, tied an ACC record with 6 field goals, comes on for the first time a 34-yard attempt. He's been almost automatic inside 40 during his career. No, that one is pushed to the right. And it stays tied. Well, it's just the way it goes. I think that was the announcer jinx.
Yep.
Otto from inside 40, and he pushes it from 34. Third and 8. Jones complete. Again, he goes to the tight end on third down. It's Eric Schneider this time.
They bring a blitz. Edmond comes in. Nice job by the Duke offensive line picking it up. And he finds Schneider, the big 6'7" tight end target, the middle of the field. Latua Pawaka, second time today, he struggled in coverage.
Under a half minute to go in the quarter. Jones complete again. First down again. It's Aaron Young. Up the middle and inside the 35. Finally ran down by Adonis Alexander, the cornerback. But another explosive play for the Duke offense. That's a gain of 30.
Virginia Tech brings the blitz again. Daniel Jones, tough kid, gets hit as he throws and delivers a strike right there to Aaron Young. Nice run after the catch by the freshman wide receiver, who they told us they're excited about. He's got a chance to make a lot of plays here today and moving forward.
They didn't get the snap off. That's going to be the end of the quarter. Interesting what each team is doing on third down. Duke going to the tight ends. Virginia Tech going to the jet sweep with not much success. We're tied after 15 minutes here in Durham. Clay Matvick, Dusty Dvorak back here in Durham. Stats through one quarter of play. Fairly even as we're tied at 7. What stood out to you from that first 15 minutes of action?
Duke on third down, 4 of 5. Daniel Jones, all 4 third down conversions. He's throwing the football down the field. He's utilizing receivers, tight ends, and running backs. Nice start for the freshman quarterback against this Hokie defense.
They've got a first down and 10 at the 34 of Virginia Tech. Daniel Jones, 9 of 12, 88 yards through the air. He's going to keep it here. He's been good on his feet, too. And he lunges ahead close to the first down. That's the thing about being 6'5". You can fall forward and get a couple, 3 extra yards.
We've talked about his athleticism. Zone read right there. The defensive end crashes. There's no one there on the edge. And Daniel Jones takes full advantage. Nice pickup on first down.
A former walk-on who slipped through the cracks because he didn't have a growth spurt until his senior year of high school. Now he hands off to Sean Wilson, who's looked good as the feature back for Duke here in the early going. That's a gain of 7.
Good vision, patience, excellent cutback right there by Sean Wilson.
First and 10 from the 19. Duke working with quite a bit of pace today. A quicker pace than what we've seen for sure. This is Wilson again. We'll get a couple.
Now Woody Barron gets there. Terrell Edmonds gets there. But Sean Wilson running hard, not going down on first contact. Makes something out of nothing right there. Good pursuit by the Hokie defense, but he could have been tackled behind the line of scrimmage. But he continues to churn, and pick up yardage.
There's Jones again going to the tight end. It was Schneider, but it was behind him. Couldn't reel it in, so it's 3rd down and 8.
Missed opportunity right there, Clay. He's got his big target, Eric Schneider, open in the end zone. Throws it behind him. Schneider unable to pay it off with a one-handed catch. He puts that on the money. That's a walk-in touchdown for Schneider.
Did he rush it?
Probably a little bit. Yeah, a little bit, but man, he still should have been able to make that throw. Middle of the field, big tight end, just off a little bit and behind him.
9th play of the series.
Bring it heat.
When they got it off to the receiver coming up underneath, it was Schneider again. It's a gain of 5, so 4th down, and the field goal unit will come out.
Hokie defense brought pressure. Both linebackers step up in the A-gaps. Force that football to come out quick.
A.J. Reed, 3 for 7 on the year, a long of 38. He hasn't made a field goal since October 1st. This would be a 30-yard attempt. Blocked. Scooped up. Touchdown, Virginia Tech. Adonis Alexander. Greg Stroman blocked it. Alexander got that fortuitous hop and takes it all the way in for a touchdown.
And boy, you got to think Frank Beamer somewhere right now is smiling ear to ear. They've called it Beamer ball forever. Known for their great special teams. Stroman off the edge with the block, and boy, what a scoop and score by Adonis Alexander. Clay just scooped it right up, and he was off to the races.
4th block this year for Virginia Tech. That's Stroman. Excuse me, that's Alexander who scored the touchdown. Greg Stroman has been great on special teams all year.
Great speed off the edge there from Stroman. What a game-changing play that is early on here in the second.
And now slide attack on the extra point. And it's 14-7.
Well, Greg Stroman right here off the edge. He's got the speed. No one slows him down. Full layout. Excellent block. And Adonis Alexander, scoop and score. Big time play on special teams for the Hokies.
There's Greg Stroman, who blocked the field goal attempt by Duke. And his teammate Adonis Alexander returning at 75 yards for a touchdown. Hokie fans have grown accustomed to big special teams plays over the last 30 years. There's number 25, worn by Chuck Clark this week. Frank Beamer's old number, brought out of retirement by Justin Fuentes. It's worn by a special teams standout every week. This week it's Clark. As it happens, Greg Stroman had it earlier in the year. The game he wore it, he had a punt return touchdown. And this week he blocks a field goal attempt that leads to a touchdown. Sean Wilson on the return gets it to the 23-yard line. Joseph Ajibi run on first down, a gain of 6. There's Chuck Clark covering on that play. And he's right in there, putting his face in the fan.
Effort, energy, give it all you got when you put that number on.
And a run play this time, Virginia Tech ready for it as Ajibi is wrapped up by Matua Puaka and Edmonds. Last week, Divine Diablo on special teams forced a fumble in the game against Pitt, led to a Virginia Tech recovery and a touchdown.
Something special about that number.
Yeah, he was wearing 25 last week.
The third down, they're going empty. Going to put the ball once again in the hands of Daniel Jones.
He's gone to his tight end on third down quite a bit. He's going to throw here, and it was intended for Helm, but it's incomplete. Fourth down.
Hasn't been the season maybe that they thought with some blowout wins, a lot of close calls, but just found a way to win so far. Clay in a great position.
There's Greg Stroman on the punt return, and he is wrapped up. We'll talk more Clemson when we come back. It's 14-7 here in Durham. Number 19, Virginia Tech in front. On first down, McMillan, good run. Gain of 9. So Washington was left out of that top 5, or excuse me, the top 4. Texas A&M, maybe it went to their head. They were upset today.
I just think it's tough to win on the road in November.
That's a sack. Marquise Price, first of the game. It's going to be third down.
Marquise Price coming off the edge. Nice job with the rip and getting the sack right there. But it's hard to win in November. And, you know, clearly Texas A&M was without Myles Garrett today. And everybody was upset about Texas A&M being number 4 over Washington. Well, I would not have had them there. I would have put Washington at number 4. I was okay with it because the committee tells us they're going to award you for playing tough opponents, for having a quality non-conference. Texas A&M did. Washington on the other side, one of the worst and weakest non-conference schedule of the season. So I like the promotion of playing good teams.
Stepping out of a tackle, third down and 8. Picking it up is Evans, first down. That was a nifty run by the Virginia Tech quarterback.
And plays like this will drive you crazy. It's good pressure. They've got a run blitz on. A.J. Wolf almost gets there, and then Gerard Evans turns on the burners, utilizes the speed. He's a very skilled runner with the football and picks up a nice first down.
There's that jet sweep again. Cam Phillips, ankle tackle, 3-yard pickup. Singleton, the free safety, brought him down. Justin Fuente, candidate for ACC Coach of the Year. His offensive coordinator, Brad Cornelson, came with Fuente from Memphis, second-year calling plays under Justin.
Love Cam Phillips out on the perimeter. It's the third time we've seen the jet sweep. Hasn't popped one yet, but they'll continue to go back to it.
They call a pass on 2nd and 7. Should have been caught by Phillips. Again, he had over 100 yards receiving against Pitt last week. He's been running the ball more than receiving it here today, and should have had that one. 3rd and 7.
One of those RPOs, a zone read. Evans puts it in the belly of the running back. He reads the defense, sees the middle of the field's open, steps up, tries to hit Phillips, and just rush the throw. He's got to make that throw right there. Be a good time right here on 3rd and 7 if they could find Isaiah Ford, who you'll see right here at the bottom of your screen.
He's looking that way. Evans, pocket collapsing, got rid of it, and it is Phillips who makes the catch. coming back to the football, makes the grab at the 16-yard line.
You know, they protected Gerard Evans a lot this year on third down so he doesn't make mistakes. 3rd and 7, they allow him to throw the football down the field. Nice pitch and catch to Cam Phillips.
3rd trip into the red zone for Virginia Tech. Evans complete. That's caught by Henry Murphy, the sophomore out of Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Hasn't been used a lot this year. Hokies knocking on the door. 2nd down and 1 from the 7-yard line. And McMillan will pick his way ahead. He's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage and then leans ahead to get back to it. Alonzo Saxton, the weak safety, makes the stop. 3rd and 1. You know, the red zone has not been great for Virginia Tech. You look back to last week, right, Dusty, they had 6 field goal attempts. Now, Sly was great and kicked them all, and they won the game, but they haven't been able to finish drives inside the 20.
No, they haven't. It's been a struggle for them, and should like to remedy that right here.
That's Bucky Hodges on the sweep, and he is dunked. No gain. Singleton and Humphreys make the tackle. 4th down.
Man, we do not see that all the time. You saw Hodges come into the backfield. They hand it to him on the sweep. Great pursuit right there by Ben Humphreys and DeAndre Singleton.
What do?
It's probably go time. On the road, you've got a touchdown lead. And Duke has not allowed a 4th down conversion. Opposing offense is 0 for 9.
1st down, Evans. Touchdown, Gerard Evans. What an effort. He was wrapped up, but he willed his way into the end zone from 7 yards out. His 4th rushing touchdown of the year.
Little zone read. He gets to the outside. Like how he lowers the shoulder. Joe Giles Harris carries him into the end zone. And the quarterback finds pay dirt and finishes off that Hokie drive. The first 4th down conversion the Blue Devil defense has allowed this season. Boy, it comes at a good time for the Hokies.
Sly coming on for the extra point. 14 unanswered for Virginia Tech. They lead at 21-7. Virginia Tech trying to keep pace with North Carolina in the ACC Coastal. The guys in studio will have more on the division race. Brendan, Buck, and Kevin for the college football halftime report. Nice Saturday afternoon here in Durham, North Carolina. He's Dusty Dvorak on Clay Matvick. It is 21-7 Virginia Tech at the half. So far, so good for the Hokies trying to keep pace in the ACC Coastal with North Carolina. You can see the total yards, 237 through the first half, but the big play happened on special teams. It was really the swing point of that first half for the Hokies. A blocked field goal attempt, return for a touchdown. The other thing, Dusty, that we noticed, and we talked about at the top of the broadcast, last week, Virginia Tech has 3 receivers all over 100 yards last week at Pitt. They combined for 3 catches in the first half. Different kind of game plan playing out this week in Durham.
Yeah, and Isaiah Ford hasn't even had a catch yet, and he's the leading receiver coming into this football game. C.J. Carroll, a guy with 6 catches on the year. He's the big story, but it's running the football. Gerard Evans on the ground today has been very good extending drives, and as you said, huge play on special teams, really the difference in this football game. Very nice first half for the quarterback, Gerard Evans.
There you see the numbers for Evans and Jones on the season. Passing and rushing yards, and then today. Now, both guys able to get out and run a bit. Evans carrying the play, though, in that first half. I hate to correct you on air, partner, but we did find 1 catch, believe it or not, from Isaiah Ford in that first. I don't remember.
My apologies. I don't remember
either. 1 catch for 9 yards. I don't remember it.
Thank you for correcting me. This is a guy we're used to seeing light up the scoreboard. Was not the case there in the first half.
It's just been that kind of a game, just a different situation than it was last week. So Duke will start with the football here in the second half, and now Daniel Jones will bring the offense out. He has done a pretty good job of the ball security in this football game. It's been improving as the season has gone on, especially since that Virginia game where he turned it over 6 times. But now he's got to spark this offense. Not easy for a redshirt freshman to do with limited weapons because everybody's banged up.
Yeah, you know, he's done a nice job running the football, got some nice chunk plays, and he's had some open targets. He's got to complete those passes here in the second half and get his team back in it.
They're going to run it on first down. Jones got out to the outside and slipped past a tackler. Finally brought down by Terrell Edmonds. He's got a ton of tackles here so far today. It's a gain of 10, so a good run on first down to move the chains.
It's been the best weapon on the ground, and zone read, no one there on the edge, and Daniel Jones takes advantage.
This time, Sean Wilson. And he'll get a hard-earned 4. It's the 9th carry for Wilson. As Chuck Clark wearing number 25 today, the old Frank Beamer number. Makes the stop. Second down and 6. Home for the first time in a month, the Duke Blue Devils need 3 wins over the rest of the season to get bowl eligible. Jones going to tuck it and run again. Into Hokie territory, inside the 35. What a run for Daniel Jones. Gets to the 33-yard line. Gain of 29.
Well, this is a guy that's been the impact player offensively. Vinny Mahota right here off the outside. Freezer right there, fellas. He's got contain on the outside. He gets caught inside in the trash, and it allows Daniel Jones to get to the edge and get that big gain on second down.
Passing formation, and they will pass. Jones over the middle. Incomplete. Clay Chambers couldn't make the catch. You were talking about Bud Foster's energy. This is just prior to that 4th down.
Think he still loves it? You think he's still engaged? Getting his defense ready? Love it. So much fun to sit down and talk defense with him. And again, one of the best in college football for over 2 decades calling defenses.
Hired by Frank Beamer in 1987, defensive coordinator since 1995. Ajibi inside the 20-yard line. Edmonds with a touchdown saving tackle. With the number 2 running back with a gain of 28. First down, Duke.
Well, it's a line stunt, and my man Woody Behrens is going to come inside, and they're going to run it right where he comes from. Tremaine Edmonds comes from the outside. Wide open hole right there for Ajibi to run through. And the Blue Devil offense back in business.
Under 5 minutes to go in the 3rd. The last time Duke got into this position, they went the wrong direction. They had it first down and 10 from the 20 and went backwards. From the 18, it's Jones again. He'll get a handful. And Terrell Edmonds, strong safety, number 22, another tackle. Between Tremaine and Terrell, I'll bet they've got a 3rd of the Virginia Tech tackles.
They've been really good here today for the Hokie defense.
Second down at 5. Will screen, Chris Taylor. Way to stay on your feet, Chris Taylor. First down.
They've been bound and determined for that play to pay off, haven't they? You've seen them go to it time and time again. Taylor makes the initial defender miss, picks up enough for the first down.
Again, Anthony Nash injured, broken collarbone a couple of games ago. So Chris Taylor, his role has increased for Duke. 11th play of the series. Keeper Jones, touchdown. Boy, Duke needed that. They're back in this football game. The redshirt freshman quarterback takes it in from 8 yards out.
That's the answer this Duke Blue Devil offense needed to get them back in the game. Last time they were down there, as you mentioned, they couldn't convert from inside the 20. They cash in here to put them back in the ball game.
Reed to make it 21-14 with 4 minutes even to go in the 3rd.
Well, the guard's going to pull. He's going to get out in front, little zone read. And Jones reads it. Walks into the end zone. Daniel Jones gets Duke back in this game late in the third.
There's Cameron Indoor Stadium, where Duke rolled over the Division II national champions from a season ago, the Augustana Vikings of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. The #1 team in the nation in the preseason poll. No shock, the Duke Blue Devils.
Coach K.
You were telling me in the ride over here that you were a huge Duke basketball fan when you were a kid. Is it still the case?
I mean, I still like Coach K. I like what he's about. I just think he's so good at his craft. He's respectful, honorable. Whether it's Team USA, all the national championships, the way he's built this Duke program, I just have the utmost respect for Mike Krzyzewski, and I think he's class personified. So yeah, I still root for him. Not like when I was a kid, though. When I was watching Christian Laettner and Bobby Hurley, and Grant Hill was my favorite player. I love Grant Hill, but not quite that kind of fan anymore.
Well, I think Coach K would be very proud of that last touchdown drive by Duke. Their longest of the day, 11 plays, 85 yards to get back in this one. That pass incomplete, intended for Bucky Hodges. Hodges wants a flag. Evans wants a flag. No laundry on the field. Third down.
Well, it was Corbin McCarthy there.
Pardon me, second down.
Corbin McCarthy in coverage right there, and I didn't think it warranted a flag either. So I'm in agreement with the referees.
What?
Yeah, I agree with the refs. That's right. You heard it.
A first for the year.
That's right.
There's Sam Rogers in the backfield. Evans, though, on the keeper, and he gets a block, has the first down, and he drags a tackler. Alonzo Saxton another yard or two. It's a gain of 16. The two quarterbacks today have been fun to watch running the football.
You like quarterback power? Watch the wing come out. The guard's going to come out. They're going to get on the second level and open up a nice hole for Jerron Evans. Quarterback power and a big gain on second down.
Evans rolling out. Thought about throwing across his body. Now fires it to the sideline, and Ford, did he catch that? Did he? They're talking about it. No, incomplete. Well, the officials had to discuss before they made the call.
I thought he caught it from over here, but we're way away. That foot is in. Does he complete the catch? That's a catch. That foot is in. The right foot in the field of play. He's not out. Look at the concentration, though.
Just one catch for Ford in that first half. He's starting to come on. Trayvon McMillan. And he's going to be taken down for a loss. Here's Ben Humphries, the leading tackler for the Blue Devils, in those battleship gray helmets.
Big fan of Ben Humphries when I watch the film. Great effort. This guy flies to the football. No regard for his body. And boy, when you talk about when you watch the All-22, he is always right there around the ball. That's what you want out of a linebacker.
Second and a dozen. Big throw, and it's complete to Ford again. First down at the 15-yard line.
Well, we've talked about Isaiah Ford all day. Oh, great hands. Goes up top, catches it with his hands.
First and 15 after the penalty. 11th play of the series. It's Hodges. And he'll get 5 back, maybe 6. Ben Humphries making the tackle. Looks like that's the last play of the third quarter. But Virginia Tech marching. They've got a 7-point lead. Last year when these two teams met, it took overtime to decide it. Who knows what this fourth quarter is going to bring in Durham, North Carolina. 21-14 Tech after 3. A lot of Hokies fans here in Durham, North Carolina. We're only 160 miles from Blacksburg. Big fourth quarter coming up. Virginia Tech leading by a touchdown. They've driven it into the red zone in Duke territory. You can see the importance in the Coastal Division. Virginia Tech a half game behind North Carolina for first place in the division. Carolina won today against Georgia Tech.
And let's remember, they have the tiebreaker beating North Carolina head-to-head. They do control their own destiny as far as the Coastal Division in the ACC.
Second down and 11 after the long break. Evans running, picking, finding his way inside the 10, down at the 9. 6-yard gain, third down.
He didn't know where he wanted to go. If he wanted to go right, he wanted to go left, but does a nice job picking up some positive yardage.
15 carries for him, 82 yards on the ground and a touchdown. Sam Rogers in the backfield with Evans. There's Isaiah Ford, who's been so good on this drive. Evans looking toward Ford, lobs it up, batted away by Borders. Well, Breon Borders, the senior out of Statesville, North Carolina, their best cover corner. That's a tough task covering Ford, but he did it well there.
Hey, he did. Bats the ball away. You thought with one-on-one coverage, they were manned up across the board. Gerard Evans goes to his go-to target, puts it up a jump ball. Ooh, Breon Borders getting up a little higher than Isaiah Ford, batting that ball away, forcing the field goal.
So Joey Sly comes on for a field goal attempt. He missed from 34 earlier, this from 27. And right between the eyes. Joey Sly makes it a 10-point game. Just underway in the fourth. A lot of football to be played yet in Durham. You can see the ankle now of Joseph Ajibi taped up. That's good for Duke that he's out on the field because they don't have a lot of running back depth, Dusty.
A great sign for Duke. You know, they've already down Duncan. Looks like Ajibi's going to be able to give it a go.
So now Duke with their first possession of the fourth quarter. And it's Sean Wilson. Wilson has been good today. 14 carries now. And 58 yards on the ground. Second down and 3.
A little tempo here from Duke.
Run play right up the middle. Wilson again. First down.
You know, Daniel Jones' ability to press the edge, get to the perimeter early on in this half has really opened up some of this running game between the tackles for Duke.
I haven't seen Zach Bowden out of that backfield. It's been Wilson and Ajibi all day. There's another run play. Wilson again. Gain of 4. We should point out Greg Stroman suffered an ankle injury in the first half on a punt return. The starting cornerback will not return in this football game, and there's no depth there for Virginia Tech at that position. They're down to just 2 corners, Faison and Alexander. Passing play, first down. And is Chris Taylor with a gain of 8, and Duke again moves the chains. That was Adonis Alexander, one of the aforementioned cornerbacks in the coverage.
Yeah, slant right there. Nice job by Chris Taylor going to the ground and completing the catch on tight coverage.
Alexander, of course, had that blocked field goal return for a touchdown for Virginia Tech back in the first half. Jones fakes the handoff, throws it on the bootleg to Copenhaver, the tight end. Short pickup. It'll be second down and 7.
A play action, get Daniel Jones outside the pocket. He's really good from outside the pocket, can square his shoulders. He's under pressure, just finds his outlet tight end. Something they haven't used as much as they did a week ago here today.
Jones, play fake, a strike. That's Quay Chambers. Mook Reynolds the tackle, but it's a gain of 14, and Duke on the march.
Nice pass up the seam right there to Quay Chambers. Daniel Jones clearly taking the coaching from David Cutcliffe.
Jones, he's been great running the football when he's had to. First down. Brandon Faison the tackle, but not after a gain of 16 for Daniel. And the pace is quick. Spotted at the 14-yard line.
He's been big in that zone read game, constantly making the right reads. The edge was there, and he took it.
Pass. The slant, incomplete, intended for Aaron Young. And Faison defended it well. Second down. That lunch pail defense really is a challenge now.
Again, another RPO run pass option. Tries the slant and face on with excellent coverage. Getting his hand in there and forcing the incompletion.
2nd and 10, 4 receivers set. Wilson in the backfield. Blitz. Lob toward the end zone. Intended for Young again. Pass interference perhaps. Face on. It looked like he bumped Young.
Looked to me like he grabbed him. Grabbed him with the left arm. Clearly pass interference.
Defense, number 31. 3-yard penalty, first down.
Huge break for Duke.
It's an all-out blitz. It's man-to-man coverage across the board. Daniel Jones sees it, gives his receiver an opportunity to make a play on the football, and Aaron Young. And some would call that good coverage. That's clear pass interference to me. Face on grabs him. Doesn't allow the receiver to go make a play on the ball. It's a good call by the official.
First down, goal to go from the 2. Wilson. He'll get 1.
He's got some tough yards today between the tackles. Sean Wilson, they needed him to come up big. He's putting together a very nice afternoon here in front of the home crowd.
2nd and goal. Stop before he got back to the line of scrimmage. Matua Pawaka and number 25, Chuck Clark. Going to be credited with the stop. So 3rd down and goal to go.
Well, this Hokie defense is not just going to let him walk in. This defensive line is going to dig in. Talented linebackers and safeties. Duke going to have to earn this one.
Jones keeps. Touchdown. 2nd rushing touchdown for the redshirt freshman today. Duke takes advantage of the short field and pounds one in.
Well, it's been a huge afternoon for Daniel Jones. He's going to get his tight end out in front. His running back's going to get out in front. And the thing that's so good is the patience. Watch him wait for these blocks to open up. Gets a block there from the tight end, a block from Wilson. And Daniel Jones shows patience and finds the end zone to make this a great close ball game here in the 4th.
The difference is a field goal as A.J. Reed tacks on the extra point. And there is still 7:10 to play. Both teams with their full complements of timeouts. The touchdown by Daniel Jones. He appeared to injure his hand on that play. But a huge touchdown. Things getting a little chippy down on the field. We got a game. Daniel Jones cut his hand on that touchdown run, it appears. Doesn't look to be serious. It is on his throwing hand, however, but it's a 3-point game now. Daniel Jones, 140 passing, over 100 rushing. First time over 100 yards rushing in his career. We kind of expected this might be a tight game after what happened last year. That game in Blacksburg, Virginia, went into 4 overtimes and was scintillating down to the very last play. Virginia Tech by 3, ready to get the football back, just over 7 to go. Will Klein kicks it off. Left-footed kicker, can't get it to the end zone. Darion Green with the return. Darion Green gets it to the 22-yard line. In Blacksburg, October of 2015, tied at 24, a minute 04 to go. Duke a chance to win it. A.J. Reed missed from 46 yards. It went into overtime, not once, twice, 3 times, but 4 OTs. McMillan, the 1-yard touchdown run, but a failed 2-point conversion attempt by Virginia Tech. Duke would counter with a touchdown of their own. Thomas Sirk, the 25-yard touchdown pass to the tight end Schneider, and then Thomas took it in for the 2-point score to win it. Over the middle, incomplete, intended for the fullback Sam Rogers. Out of the backfield, it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Well, they missed a golden opportunity right here. Gerard Evans on the play-action fake. He finds Sam Rogers over the middle, just over the outstretched hands. Rogers got just behind linebacker depth, and he was open. Evans unable to complete the pass.
Screen. Cam Phillips. They try to get him in space as often as they can. And Humphreys makes that tackle. It's going to bring up 3rd down. What do you expect here? It's going to be 3rd and 3.
They're going fast. I'm expecting a play-action pass, something quick.
Evans will check the play.
You know what? As good as Evans has been on the ground, probably a good area where he keeps it on the ground. We haven't seen him throw a lot on 3rd down.
He is going to throw. Nope. Tries to take off to run. And he pays for it. A loss of 4. Mike Ramsey, Marquise Price on that defensive front. 4th down.
This was a quarterback draw. Watch the running back. He's going up to the next level. And the defensive line, too much. Mike Ramsey, great push on the guard. Nowhere for Evans to go. Big stop by the Blue Devil defense.
Well, I'll say. First 3 and out today for Virginia Tech. Fair catch. 32-yard line is where Duke will have it with 5:55 to go. Duke trying to pull the upset of number 19 Virginia Tech, which has so much on the line in this football game. Trying to keep pace with North Carolina. 1st down. Play fake to Wilson to throw. Jones off the hands of Jonathan Lloyd, the converted defensive back. Now a starting slot receiver. That would have been another explosive play, but they can't connect.
Boy, that was almost an interception right there by Mook Reynolds. Mook Reynolds steps in front of the pass and goes right between his hands as well. Good coverage right there by number 6.
Wilson swings it to the outside. Lost the football. Terrell Edmonds with the hit. Ball comes out and Mook Reynolds has it. And Sean Wilson is down. Boy, Edmonds 13 tackles, 7 solo tackles.
Yeah.
The leading tackler today for Virginia Tech. He's gone.
And Bud Foster talked about the lack of depth in this secondary. Now 2 guys, 2 starters out from this Hokies secondary.
1st and 10, 5.5 to go. Oh, Jones is hit, stays on his feet, and then the second wave cleans him up. Andrew Matua-Puaka was in there. Ricky Walker was in there. 3rd sack today for the Virginia Tech Hokie defense.
Well, it's excellent pressure. Ricky Walker gets that rip up. He gets there first. Edmonds in there. Woody Barron in there. This Hokie defense coming after Jones.
A lot of Hokies fans here getting behind this defense. That's complete. Aaron Young. They get a chunk of it back. It's going to bring up 3rd down at about 7. You know, that side of the stadium very loud. We're 160 from Blacksburg. Huge contingent came to root on Virginia Tech.
They're going to go empty right here. They're putting the ball in the quarterback, Daniel Jones's hands, to make a play on 3rd down.
Here comes the pressure. Jones lobs it up. Young off his hand. Incomplete. He's looking for the flag. None thrown. Anthony Shagog. Great coverage. And a big 4th down decision here for Duke.
No, this is the right move by David Cutcliffe. You punt the football. You pin them back. What'd you tell me earlier, partner? It was the first 3 and out by the Blue Devil defense the previous possession. You trust that defense, and you try to get your offense the football back. I like the call right here by David Cutcliffe to punt it away.
3 punt returns for Carroll since coming on for Greg Stroman, who was injured in the first half. 7th punt today. Fair caught inside the 15-yard line. With 4:06 to go, can that Duke defense do it again? Virginia Tech. So many weapons on the outside, but the run game today, Dusty, has been what has ultimately got it done, and is ultimately why they have the lead right now.
And Justin Fuentes told us yesterday, we want to run the football. They've done that, and they've really leaned on their quarterback, Gerard Evans. 79 yards on the ground today. McMillan, I expect a heavy dose of running the football here.
And they do run it. It is McMillan. First down and more. Great start to this drive, as Virginia Tech tries to work the clock. Gain of 21 as we go under 4 minutes. And you can see the time that they are taking. There was so much up-tempo offensive stuff from this team in the first half and the early part of the third quarter. They are milking that play clock now. And it's Trayvon McMillan again. Starts right, comes back to the middle.
Well, here's the big play that gets them moving. They're going to pull the guard, they're going to take the wing out in front, and they're going to get on the second level and open up a nice hole for McMillan. You see both Rogers as well as Wyatt get on their guys, and McMillan sees the hole, bursts through it, and a huge pickup for this Hokie offense.
Virginia Tech now over 200 yards rushing as a team. And take that play clock inside 10 again. Second down and 8 coming up. The junior Gerard Evans hands off one more time. McMillan. And a timeout called as A.J. Wolf makes the tackle. And Duke will use its first timeout. Stopping the clock with 2:42 to go.
Biggest play of the game right here. 3rd and 4. Duke known for exotic blitzes. V-Tech likely to run it.
Passing is Evans. Slant. Caught. Ford escapes a tackle. Huge first down for the Hokies. Into Duke territory. Spotted at the 44.
Well, so much for running it. Put the ball in your quarterback's hands. You need to make a play. Gerard Evans finds Isaiah Ford, his go-to target on a slant for the biggest first down of the game.
And Junior's going to have all the receiving records, or most of them anyway, at Virginia Tech when his career is over. Gets a huge conversion there. And obviously they keep it on the ground. Their former walk-on Sam Rogers, the senior from Mechanicsville, Virginia, a blue-collar guy. A blue-collar guy should be from a town called Mechanicsville. Second down and 5 coming up. Another timeout by Dave Cutcliffe. Something, though, that Justin Fuente and the Virginia Tech coaching staff are going to have to deal with going forward. Georgia Tech comes to their place next week. They've got injuries now that they're going to have to talk about, and a guy that they're going to be missing, a star in that back half of the defense for the first half next week.
That's exactly right. You know, Bud Foster. Right now they're worried about getting out of here with a win. But once this game's over, Bud Foster going to have to do some soul searching and find some guys who are going to step up.
Rogers again. They need 5 yards for the first down. Don't get it. Going to bring up 3rd down and about 3, maybe a long 3 or 4. Timeout. Last one for Duke with 1:57 to go. Coming in to this game tonight, just 3 behind him for the single season record. He's got 1 passing touchdown today. 3rd down and 3. They got to keep it on the ground, right?
Well, those 3rd and 4, they got the first down to Isaiah Ford. This is a different situation. Duke out of timeouts now. I think you got to run this football and run clock.
It is Evans on the run. He's going to be close. Yes, he got it with the second effort and some help from his friends. First down, Virginia Tech. They'll be able to eat up the rest of the clock.
Can lean on that quarterback run game. He's so big, he's so physical. They pull the guard, he gets out in front. He's stopped right at the line, and then his offensive line pushes him forward, and the Hokie fans love it, partner.
They ate up a ton of the Duke tickets this week.
They showed up in droves, yeah. Made the trip.
And this is what Justin Fuentes was hoping for in the fourth quarter. Victory formation. Evans takes a knee. Virginia Tech and North Carolina. It's essentially a two-team race now in the ACC Coastal. Georgia Tech next week in Blacksburg. They go to Notre Dame. That's a game that doesn't count in the conference standings. Virginia to finish it up, and North Carolina will be here next week.
Well, the ACC Coastal, it runs through Blacksburg. Because look, the two remaining conference games on the schedule are right there at home in Hokieville. So, I mean, it sets up really well for Virginia Tech from this point moving on. It was tough. This is the fourth road game out of 5 games, and they're never easy on the road. And come in here and credit Duke for fighting tough and hanging tough as they do every week for David Cutcliffe. But Hokies made enough plays.
Duke has made bowl trips each of the last 4 years. They're going to have to win out to get bowl eligible this year, and then it's going to be a daunting task. They've got North Carolina on Thursday this coming week. They go to Pitt and also go to Miami.
Tough remaining schedule for David Cutcliffe. The one thing I'll say, he's having to play a lot of young players before he would like to. That'll pay dividends next season and the seasons moving forward. He's got a good young nucleus on this Duke football team. But today, nice win for the Virginia Tech Hokies and their Coastal Division titles partner. They are still alive. Their ACC Championship dreams are still alive. Doesn't matter how you do it, just matters that you get it done. The Hokies got it done here today.
5-1 now in the ACC, 7-2 overall. Nice job by Gerard Evans and Virginia Tech as they get out of Durham with the win. It was a hard-fought victory. 24-21. Coming up next, college football scoreboard, and then they're going to get you ready for Florida State and North Carolina State. Hugs all around down on the field here in Durham. Busy day in college football, Brendan. Why don't you get us updated? So long from here, now to you in the studio.